What's up, CEOs? It is time for live training, and today we are talking about the money that is available for auto businesses. Oh, I just realized I don't have my mic on. I want to make sure the sound is good. So let me make sure the mic is on. Let me try again. If it's working. Okay. All right. Testing, mic check. Okay. Okay. What's up, CEOs? Today we are talking about the money that is available for auto businesses and how you are able to get it. Okay. So get in here for this live training. First, like and subscribe this video so that others who need it can find it. That is how all algorithms work. If you let them know you're watching and you comment, like, subscribe, then they will suggest this video for others. Join the group for Q&A. The link is in the description. This video goes down live there while we wait for people to come on. Hey, what's up? I see some people on now. Let me know who you are and where you're coming in from. I'm Shamel Leonard, and I started the Auto Dealer Business School so that I could help people to be wealthy and healthy in their business of selling used cars. I mean, really, that was my journey, to be wealthy and healthy. And that is why I started the Auto Dealer Business School for you. This video is sponsored by the Clutch Fund. Okay, the Clutch Fund is a pool of money, billions of dollars, reserved for CEOs of auto-related businesses. This money is available to you to start or grow your business. So to qualify for this seed money, comment Clutch. You will receive a link for details and be on your way to having a lump sum of money directly deposited into your bank account. Okay, so today we are talking about money and money mindset for this $14 billion that is available. Money is not the problem. It's not even a problem. Okay. And I thought it was, though. When I first started my business, I thought it was. I actually want to read you something. I want to read you my money story. I wrote it down because I have noticed that a lot of CEOs come to me very nervous about this funding, and this whole process, this funding partners that I'm with, is because I know who you are and I know what you may have gone through because I am you. Okay, so this is my money story. I had bad credit before I even turned 18, but that is how it was for a lot of kids who grew up when I grew up, whose parents were just trying to make ends meet with limited resources. My mother wasn't taught about credit, so it was used incorrectly, and she didn't teach me about credit. So I dug myself out of that hole in college and then got into a bigger one, right? Because I didn't know about credit. I had 9 credit cards in college and went crazy. It was nice getting approved. It made me feel like I was wealthy and maybe even worthy. But the payments were a burden that I eventually collapsed under. I had to buy my first car cash because I couldn't get approved and really couldn't take on any debt at the time. Honestly, I was still in school. So then 5 years later, my stepdad co-signed for my first car note. And I actually loved having a car note. One, I loved my car, and I loved having, building my credit. I knew it was building my credit and it was doing some good for me. So I loved having my car note, and it did great for me. And then after I built my credit up, I then had to fix a few things to buy my first house. Okay, so now I'm in my early 20s with my first car note and buying my first house. I fixed a couple of things on my own and bought my house. I also, at that time, had just finished up a job as a loan officer where they taught me a lot about loans and applying for money and getting money and what credible looked like and how to build a credit profile and what's a strong profile. So I was coming in with a lot of knowledge. Okay, so then I bought my first house, and then I invested in real estate, but had some issues maintaining. It was around 2008, and just had some issues maintaining lots of different properties. I had lots of properties at the time, and I was a landlord, and had some issues maintaining. So then when I became a licensed dealer, I had bad credit again, right? Because I was still kind of recovering from that situation. So then I had to fix myself up again. But this time I had an investment plan. I had invested in becoming a licensed dealer, and my plan was to get a car lot, to get a floor plan using other people's money, and to add lenders so I could offer financing and sell more cars. And I did just that. And it worked well. Honestly, it worked very well. Okay. And that's how I learned how to leverage my credit to build wealth. Okay. That was my first real big, oh, this is awesome. And that worked well for a while, and then started to have some issues in my marriage. And if you've ever had that, separation and divorce is very expensive. And so I had to build myself up again and correct some mistakes. But all along the way, I was really fixing my money mentality. I learned how money and credit work and why debt is good if I make it good. Okay. I was fixing my money mentality. I just accepted a loan yesterday for my business. Why? To grow my business, I need to expand my team, invest in marketing and advertising and software. Okay, so I have a team now. I want to give them more hours, eventually bring them on full time. That requires funds. And so I accepted other people's money to do that. When I saw their fee, I hesitated. I did. I thought about it. I wasn't sure. Some thoughts that came to mind were, I know we hate when people make money off of us, right? It's kind of like they're making a lot of money off of me, right? But I had to remind myself that was my old money pattern. I had to remind myself that it's not about how much money they're making off of me. It's how much money I can make with their money. Okay. So I had to set myself straight. And then the other thought that came up was, am I sure I can pay it back? Right? Am I sure I can multiply this money and pay it back? And so, and be responsible with it. Okay. But the truth is, it's clutch right now. It's clutch. Business is moving quickly. And right now, this money will do so much for me, my business and my dream. Their fee is tax deductible, and it will force me to make more money. Okay. I was just telling my daughter today, actually, I was pointing out the things that have happened recently in my life that she has witnessed that has up-leveled my mindset to make more money, because it has cost me more money, right? Sometimes things are expensive to get you out of the mindset that you were before into a mindset of being able to afford what it is that's expensive, right? That is exactly what has happened to me lately. Okay. So yes, it has up-leveled my thoughts. So I took the money. I said, you know what? With all my concerns considered, I have my investment plan. It doesn't matter how much money they're making off of me. The fee is tax deductible anyway. And I need tax write-offs for my business. I'm using it to fund my business right now. Starting next week, I can give my team more hours, and I can hire one more team member to help with the marketing and the advertising. So it's like all looking up, right? So I congratulated myself on getting past my own money blocks to be able to accept the money so that I can grow the money. All right. I used to think that the goal of life was to live as cheap as possible. Now I know the goal is to actually fund your lifestyle. You get to fund your lifestyle. You get to choose what your car is. You get to choose if you like car notes. Remember, when I had my first car note, I was like, I like car notes. This is cool. Nice car, right? And building my credit. And just fund your lifestyle. You get to decide what your lifestyle is and what are all the things that are needed in that lifestyle to maintain it, right? So that's calculating how much it costs. And then you get to fund that budget for your lifestyle through your investments, CEOs, okay? This money that I have accepted myself is my golden goose. And my golden goose is going to lay golden eggs. And I'm going to take those golden eggs, and feed myself with those, okay? And though that goose will continue to lay golden eggs as long as I keep fattening up that goose. All right, CEOs? And what I mean by fattening up that goose is keeping my credit working for me, accepting offers and using those offers to increase revenue. Okay, why am I telling you all of this? I read it to you because I didn't want to skip over any details. I wanted you to know that when you do the safe pre-qualification call with me, it is truly safe. I am not judging you. I am you. Okay, I have had my own challenges with my money, my credit, my mindset. And even now I'm continuing to up level. Like I don't know if I'll ever be done, right? Because every level is something new, right? When you get to 6 figures, when you get to 7 figures, when you get to 8, when you get to 9, when you get to 10, right? So I'm telling you this because I have been talking to a lot of people lately in my funding pre-qualification calls. And I have noticed that their ego comes out to protect them. They have shame about credit card utilization and, any blemishes in the past or low credit scores or any of that. And they're nervous and they're hesitant and some even get angry, right? But it's all ego trying to protect from the shame of credit because credit and money is such a touchy subject. Okay. I even had one guy to get approved and not accept the funding. And his excuse was that he wasn't that desperate. And truthfully, the terms weren't even that bad. And just like when I said in the beginning that I weighed the options too with my terms weren't that bad either. Like it's relevant to my credit profile at this time, right? So, and it's not the worst and it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's somewhere in between, right? And so I thought that was so interesting that he got approved for all this money that could be clutch right now for his business, because I did talk to him about where his business was and what he needed, and it could be clutch for him right now. And he did not accept the money. And he didn't have to accept all the money, but he didn't accept any of the money, right? Because he got, you can accept how much you feel like you can handle. That is the thing, okay? So I just wanted to say, I wanted to write back to him and say, like, nobody is taking advantage of you, right? This is actually an opportunity to use someone else's money and grow your business. Get out of the hole and grow your business and be better off for it. I didn't talk to him about it because I did just take some time to think about what really was the issue, and it is money mindset. Okay, it's money mindset. So money is not the issue, it's the mindset. Money is not the problem, it's the mindset. There is unlimited funds. There's a lot of money out here. There's 14 billion available for auto businesses. So are you going to take your piece of the funding to grow your business now and to grow it in phases, right? Like, you're going to borrow money several times in your lifetime. You're going to borrow money even just for your business. You're going to borrow money to start up. Then you're going to borrow money to grow. And then you're going to borrow money to grow some more. Borrow money to grow some more. And every time you borrow money, you get better at borrowing money. This is the best I've ever been at borrowing money. I know what to do now. I have an investment plan. And that is what you also get with the safe pre-qualification call with me. You get an investment plan. Okay. So CEOs, don't be afraid of this funding, I know that you inherently know a couple of things, that funding is not the same as revenue generating, right? And also, can you trust yourself to pay it back? Can you trust yourself to actually invest with the money? Is it too expensive? Is it digging yourself in a hole? These are all things that we can work out together. The best plan for you on how quickly to pay it back, because the faster you pay it back, the less you owe, right? The less you owe in interest, right? So CEOs, I encourage you to comment clutch so you can get this $14 billion in funding for auto dealers, or for auto businesses, right? It's for shops. It's for all kinds of auto businesses, okay? So auto businesses, I encourage you to comment clutch so you can get your money, so you can get to the next step, so you can fund your lifestyle, you can fund your business. The only real freedom in business is growing it, okay? Is growing it to the point where it does not need you anymore. I am on that path. I want to put you on that path as well. All right, CEOs. So when you comment, you'll get a link for details on how to schedule your safe pre-qualification call. And it is truly safe because, like I said, I'm not judging, nor are my funding partners. All right. We're working with you to make sure you qualify before there's even a decline. We're even telling you what to do if there's a maybe, if it's a little shaky. Okay. So it's truly like no risk, no personal information required. Take this money with your investment plan and be in a better place in the future. All right, CEO. So I am fully expecting to hear from you all in your safe pre-qualification call so you can get some money to expand your team and expand your inventory and to grow your business. All right. CEOs, I'm always praying for your success, but it does require your actions. I have always been a praying person, and just recently, my prayers are matching my actions. Okay. Well, I would say in the last 10 years, right? Because praying alone does not get it. All right. So you have to act. You have to do something. And if you've been scared to move forward because of money or credit, be scared no more. All right. Schedule or comment clutch, and we'll get you on a plan to get funding so you can grow your business. All right, CEOs, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next live training.